All right, is everybody ready now? What do you say? We get this program in full gear. And first, let's introduce, and he has been an incredible addition to the university, our athletic director, Brian Blair. And folks, I can tell you, Mr. Blair is a man with a lot of energy and has brought that energy right here to the University of Toledo. How about a nice round of applause for athletic director Brian Blair?
Good evening, how we doing? Good. The night is always one of the most special nights in Toledo athletics because we get to celebrate the foundation of so much of what is. I always call tonight your night, you as honorees, you as families, you as coaches, because you all played a part in this journey. It certainly left a legacy that we hope to honor and cheer on well into the future. First, if we've got any Varsity T honorees in the audience, would you please stand? Any former student athletes in the audience, would you please stand? No? There we go. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Thank you, thank you, thank you for paving the way for all our success today. I want to honor a couple. I see Coach J.C. Dyer in the back, one of our Hall of Famers. Came back last year to coach our swimming program. And then I also want to honor Dr. Kim Nijum, our faculty athletics representative, always present, always supportive. Thank you, Kim. So tonight we honor the class of 2025, 7 incredible former student athletes. And we recognize our Distinguished Service Award recipient, Brent Reed, for nearly 3 decades of Varsity T service. Thank you, honorees. Thank you, Brent Reed. You know, we're going to honor the honorees, we're going to tell their story, we're going to play videos, we're going to celebrate. But I would like to give a round of applause to the families and coaches that were along this journey. So often we have success, an individual have success, but those individuals realize it's only the village around them that empowers that success. So thank you to the families, the coaches, the supportive loved ones that made the success possible. We talk a lot about blue-collar gold standard around here, and I think that so perfectly encapsulates the University of Toledo. I've only been here for 3.5 years, and what I've found is people had told me this was a great job, people had told me this was a great city. I think they undersold it. This is an amazing place with amazing people and even more amazing potential. And what excites me so much as we read about the accolades and the contributions you all have made, I think we're just scratching the surface. I think we're just scratching the surface of what this place can become. You know, we've had this event the last couple years off-site at different banquet halls and the like, but it didn't really body Toledo, right? It didn't really bring you back to campus and have you relive some of those memories that you have right now, some of those times you walked through these hallways or maybe other hallways and felt that feeling as you come back to campus. Last thing I'd say is don't be a stranger. Come back to campus, celebrate with us. You're always welcome at your university. I appreciate you. Go Rockets.
Thank you, Brian. Now, let me introduce the Varsity T president, if he would be so kind to join us. How about a round of applause for Brent Reed?
Thank you. That's a longer walk than I'm used to. Usually we're all up here at the stage. Okay, I want to thank everybody for coming this evening to support and celebrate these fine, deserving inductees. We appreciate the sacrifices that you all made to be here tonight. The Varsity T Club, Athletic Department, and University are proud to present these 7 inductees that have very impressive resumes. The selection committee each year struggles with choosing from a long list, over 200 nominees of deserving players, coaches, and sports staff, and this year is no exception. But I think you'll see and hear why these inductees were chosen. I'd like to thank the Varsity T Board. That's Denny Tobias, Jeff Heppenstall, Amy Galvin, Josh Johnson, Janine Hall, Yolanda Swain Richardson, Jim Blanchard, and Dan Jacksetic. The Varsity T-Club would like to thank the athletic department, especially Brian Blair, Josh Dittman, Zane Collier, and their staff for all their hard work in organizing this event. And a shout out to Paul Helgren for his sports information knowledge and his organizational skills. I want to recognize my partner in crime for the past 48 years, my wife Maggie, who's sitting back there at the back, who's not only at my side, but is front and center with her sleeves rolled up, greeting others, serving, and doing whatever else needs to be done. Lastly, if you haven't heard, after 9 years as Varsity president, I'm going to be handing over the reins to a very capable replacement who wants to introduce himself. Multi-year starting quarterback at UT, Austin Danton. Austin wants to just say a quick word.
Hey, good evening, everyone. First and foremost, thank you, Brent. I mean, for the phenomenal 9 years you've been president, all the time, effort that you've given to the organization, we greatly appreciate it. So thank you again, Brent. So again, my name is Austin Danton. It's been truly an honor and a blessing to take over this role. I'm really looking forward to it, and it's an honor to be serving you guys, the Hall of Fame members, our varsity team members, as the incoming president. For those of you who don't know me, originally from born and raised in Tallahassee, Florida, which, if you're asking yourself, yes, I was absolutely lied to about the weather coming up here. Played quarterback from 09 to 12. You know, never thought that in a million years I'd stay up here, but met my beautiful wife, have 3 beautiful kids back at home. You know, our kids just starting school. Our Bowen, our oldest, 6 years old, just starting school at St. Rose in Perrysburg, which we have a house and have been living there now for nearly a decade. So it's truly an honor to be up here. Again, I just want to harp on family because ultimately when I decided to take over this role, you know, that's what I thought made this place so special, is the family and the camaraderie. And it's not the wins, it's not the time, and it's not the glory that brings us all together again. It is truly the camaraderie and the family that we've built back here at the University of Toledo. And, you know, life happens, times get busy, we fall apart, those relationships start to slide. But ultimately, my goal is to bring that and to bring this family back together again, and to bring not just UT football, basketball, baseball, swimming, soccer, whatever it may be. Ultimately, my goal is I want to have a representative from each sport so we can have a direct line of communication again, so we can be advocates for those organizations, and that we can bring the big family back together under one tent again. And finally, the last thing I really, truly believe in, just because, you know, as someone who's in engineering field, and knowing what the labor force is right now and it continues to decline, is really trying to focus and align our current and former athletes with jobs here locally and try and get them connected with business leaders, hopefully former athletes. But as I look at it, you know, there's no better worker than there are athletes and student athletes and played at the level, because the work ethic, the time, the commitment that you dedicate is unparalleled and unmatched by just about anyone who's going through for a regular college degree. So my goal is very simple. I want to bring us back together as a family. I want to try and get as many people and many representatives from the various sports and various decades as we possibly can and bring us back together again. I'm open to any and all suggestions. I've truly open line of communication. I want your feedback. I want you guys to reach out to us and come back to the university. Again, truly thank you for the opportunity. God bless and go Rockets.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a video of each inductee, and then we're going to have a little Q&A with that inductee, and then we'll move on to the next one. And our first inductee tonight, young man who played football for the University of Toledo. How about the video of Trinity Dawson?
Our first inductee tonight is Trinity Dawson. Trinity Dawson was a two-time All-MAC running back, earning first-team All-MAC honors in 2005 and second-team accolades in 2003. He ranks 6th all-time with 3,474 rushing yards, surpassing the 100-yard mark in 15 games in his career. As a senior, Trinity rushed for 1,294 yards and led the Rockets to a 9-3 record, capped by a dominant 45-13 victory over UTEP in the 2005 GMAC Bowl, where he was named Offensive Player of the Game. That same year, he served as team captain, was named University of Toledo Sportsman of the Year, and was a Dratty Trophy semifinalist, a national honor known as the Academic Heisman. Trinity's career highlights include a career-high 170 yards in a thrilling double overtime win over that team down south, and a 167-yard performance at Ohio. As a sophomore, he ran for 999 yards and 10 touchdowns, highlighted by 156 yards in a critical win at Marshall. In his redshirt freshman season in 2002, Trinity rushed for 754 yards and 12 touchdowns, including 130 yards and 4 scores in the Mid-American Conference Championship game, where he was named the West Division Player of the Game. A business school graduate, Trinity earned academic All-Mid-American Conference honors and was honored 3 times on the Dean's Honor Roll and as a U Toledo Academic Achiever. For his dedication to service, he also received both the Jim Finley Community Service Award in 2003 and the Motor City Bowl On the Move Community Service Award in 2004. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Trinity Dawson into the University of Toledo Varsity T Hall of Fame.
Come on up here, Trinity. Boy, I enjoyed calling a lot of your touchdowns. Rockets! Touchdowns. Let's talk about you a little bit. First of all, who's here with you to enjoy this evening and celebrate?
Yes, so I am blessed to have my beautiful family, my wife Carla, my oldest son TJ, Trinity Alexander Dawson II, Christian Michael Dawson, and then Kalia Michaela, and then my mom, Terry Dawson, Mama Dawson, is with me as well.
All right, we're going to talk about what you're doing after football, and we'll talk a little bit about football. But there's one thing I just had to find out. You did a commercial years ago with Bruce Gradkowski, and who was the other player with you that did the commercial?
It was, I think, Jason Flowers.
Jason Flowers. Now, they show Bruce actually doing the cleaning in this commercial. Did he really do the cleaning in the house, or were you the one that did all the cleaning?
That was easily the best acting Bruce ever did.
Yeah.
He didn't do any cleaning at the house. Yeah, it was usually either me or Lance Moore, that was keeping everything straight.
So you came from Oklahoma, correct, to the University of Toledo.
Yes, sir.
Why did you decide to be a Rocket?
Well, I too was lied to about the weather for sure. They showed me an indoor facility. No, I came here because it was just a great opportunity. I actually ended up meeting Coach Tom Amstutz at a Michigan football camp. My mom was moving up to Michigan for work, and so I was going to move with her, but I ended up staying in Oklahoma. And Coach Amstutz at the time was a defensive coordinator. That was right at the time that it was going to be a major transition when Coach Gary Pinkel went to Missouri, and then he ended up getting the head coach job. And it just, if the head coach wanted you to be a part of the team, it's probably a good place to be.
Absolutely, and I don't know if many folks here know that you were part of what Tom Amstutz dubbed as the baby backs.
Oh, yeah.
3 backs, Austin Martin, yourself, and Quentin Broussard.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was kind of interesting because when Coach Amstutz got the job, it was a little bit further along in the process. So he had a short time to bring a lot of people together. And at that time, he ended up recruiting Bruce. He ended up recruiting Lance Moore, Nick Kaiser. All 3 of them are in the Hall of Fame, as well.
And all 3 played in the NFL.
All 3 played in the NFL. So he put together a really good team in a short amount of time.
Absolutely. So you're a businessman.
Yes, sir.
And I have it right here because I did a little research on you. CEO of the largest fully minority-owned energy company, Integrated Utility Service. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so IUS, Integrated Utility Service, I started out in the energy industry. I live in Houston, Texas, and I've lived there since 2008. Look to my wife for my help on that one. Since 2008, and I worked for a really large distribution company for a long time. But when I was a kid, I essentially made a promise to myself that if I ever had a chance to build something so that we could have a broader impact on the community, like you guys mentioned in the video, that's a very big part of who I am and what I'm about. So I ended up leaving that company and starting IUS at the end of October of 2021. And IUS is a full-scale integrated service company to the energy industry. We've finished 2 acquisitions. We're working on our 3rd one, primarily in the corrosion control space. And so we're just trying to make a difference.
What game sticks out for you? Of all the games that you ran the football for the University of Toledo, one game that really sticks out in your mind?
That's an easy one. That would be the Pittsburgh game. They were number 9 in the country. They had Larry Fitzgerald and Rutherford, and all those guys came rolling in. We did not stop Larry. He definitely had 215 yards and 3 touchdowns, but and I remember that. But we won the game. We won the game. Just how the whole city felt like it exploded after that game, and it's just a great memory for all of us.
Yeah, down 10 in the 4th quarter.
Oh yes. And Lance had 3 touchdowns. They had touchdown Rockets. We always see that and my kids watch our highlight film from time to time when Lance scored that last touchdown. I had 3, and Bruce threw 3, and a bunch of yards. So we had a good time that night after the game.
Absolutely. Congratulations. Well-deserved honor. Trinity Dawson in the University of Toledo Varsity T Hall of Fame.
Thank you, sir.
Want a picture? Oh, over here. I'm sorry, Trinity. This way to get a picture. Yeah. Oh. There you are. All right, our next inductee is Dan Kay.
Our next inductee is Dan Kay. Dan Kay was a 4-year letter winner in wrestling from 1980 to 1983, winning 3 straight Mid-American Conference titles at 177 pounds in 1981, 1982, and 1983. Dan redshirted his first year at UT due to a broken collarbone, but bounced back to place 3rd in the Mid-American Conference as a redshirt freshman in 1980. He was the team captain in his sophomore, junior, and senior years. Dan routinely led the team in wins and points scored and helped the Rockets win the Mid-American Conference Championship in his senior season. After graduating in 1983 with a degree in marketing, Dan went on to earn his Juris Doctorate from UT in 1986. He was the Deputy District Attorney in Colorado Springs from 1987 to 1997. Since 97, Dan has been in private practice, where he lives in Colorado Springs. He is very active in the Colorado Springs community and is involved in numerous charitable organizations, both in and outside the legal community. He also donates a percentage of his income to many diverse charities. Dan has continued his involvement in wrestling through coaching and legally representing the Olympic wrestlers and coaches as needed. He and his wife Linda have raised 3 children and have also served as foster caregivers. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dan Kay into the University of Toledo Varsity T Hall of Fame.
All right, Dan. Come on up here, Dan. We're doing Q&As. We're doing Q&As with all our inductees. So, first of all, who's with you here tonight to help enjoy this evening?
Well, do you mind?
What?
Yeah.
No, I'm going to hold the mic.
You're not going to give that to me. All right.
Nope. I got the mic.
Yeah, so I'm used to, being the trial lawyer, taking control. But
I understand, but I've worked in television and radio for a long time, and I'm used to being in control.
All right. Okay. All right. So what I want to say is, I wanted to thank a number of people. First, I want to thank my family, my wife, who I met right down the street here at the pub. I know you've been there. You've been there.
Is it still there?
No, but
Is there a reason? Is there a reason why it's still not there?
I'd say these wrestlers right here. So anyway, so my wife, I met her. My son, Danny Jr., and Evan, and his lovely wife, Sierra, and my daughter, Taylor Kay, and Sean. And there's my little baby, grandbaby, Izzy, that's been running around. And so also, I'd like to thank my friends for coming here.
You have quite a few of them here tonight.
I know. That's my best friend from 6th grade is here from Nathan Hale. I don't know if you know that little school. I think it's closed, but and Mike Stewart and his lovely wife. And so thank you guys for coming here. And my brother, he's like an honorary wrestler, Johnny K. But my coaches, I wanted to thank them. My high school coach is here, Billy Reinball, from about 47 years ago. And Billy, thanks for coming here. You're awesome.
What really? Go ahead.
Oh, I got more. I got more.
Yeah, all right. Well, hold on a second here. I got the stopwatch going right now,
All
so
right,
you go ahead. We got other folks here.
Yeah. But I got a lot to say. Harvey Balls, my college coach. I tell you, he was just my mentor, my friend. He kept all of us likely out of jail. So thank you, Harvey. Awesome coach, and in the Hall of Fame, I might add. Yeah. So, and my friends, my teammates, my champions, the wrestlers, they're all here. At 126, Danny Jaksidik. Where are you, Danny? Stand up. With his semifinal win, we won the championship my senior year. 134, Doug Finch. He's here all the way from Portland, Oregon. Thank you, Doug. He was also my teammate at St. Francis. Awesome guy. And then we got O.J. Hinojosa also at 134, right over there. At 142, no introduction. Bobby Preston, two-time MAC champion. He was awesome. He was my teammate. I worked out, Bobby and I, we trained together. We would work out in the morning. We would run before practice. We'd practice. We'd lift after practice. We traveled all over the country wrestling. Bobby, I couldn't have done anything without you. You're the best. 150, of course, we got Dickie Leffler. He's always the best looking guy in the room. Great wrestler, also my wrestling friend from St. Francis. And I want to thank Brent, who I played football with at St. Francis. Where are you, Brent? And thank you. And I played right next to him on the line and defensive line. 158, we have Al Hortman, George Bergman, great wrestlers. I used to work out with them every day. Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming. Todd Zabo, where's Todd? Todd was an incredible teammate. Some of you know Todd's backstory, but in '81 he was shot. No one thought that he was ever going to come back. I remember Bobby and I sitting in his hospital room talking to him, and he told us. He said, I'm going to be back. And we didn't know if he was, but he was, and he was great teammate. Thank you, Todd. I wrestled 77, and then 90, Johnny Potts. There he is, Johnny Potts, two-time MAC champion, awesome wrestler. Can I tell one little story about Johnny?
Why should I stop you now?
Yeah, all right.
I mean,
all right, so, yeah. So anyway, Johnny, he lived with me. He lived with Bobby, Todd, me, Johnny, Z. Where's Z at? Z was a great friend and a great wrestler. So anyway, Johnny was, he came in one day, we're all just sitting around. He's like, hey fellas, I think I got something wrong with me. I think I might have the crabs. And we're like, so we said, I was like, well, why don't you take some medication? And he's like, man, I can't afford that crap. And so then he goes, and I'm like, okay, Johnny, I got the solution. So there's this can of gasoline outside, and if you just pour it all over there, it'll take care of everything. And he's like, well, let me see. I've never trusted that K before. Why should I trust him now? But then Preston and Zabo are like, do it. And so so he gets in there, takes the can of gasoline, throws it all around. And I've never seen someone run and scream so much in my life. Anyway, there you go.
Now you understand why the MC holds on to the microphone.
My man.
In all seriousness, let's talk a little bit about life after wrestling.
Like the video said, I graduated from law school, and then I went out to Colorado Springs. I had trained at the training center out there for a little bit, and I really liked the area, so I stayed in Colorado Springs. I raised my family, and I love it there. I loved my time here in Toledo. It was a wonderful school, and so I've practiced there 35 years, and I'm getting close to retirement.
Tell us about your coach.
Harvey Bowles. Harvey, we all just love you. I can't tell you what an impact that you made on my life, what you made on every one of our lives. And, when we were all standing around reminiscing about our career and everything, everybody's, where's Harvey? Where's Harvey? And we can't tell you how much of an impact that you made on our lives, and we just appreciate you. Thank you, Harvey.
Dan, congratulations.
Thank you.
Well deserved.
I thought we were just starting.
No, we're not just starting. Congratulations. Yeah. Hey, thank goodness he didn't say he was going to wrestle me for the mic, because that I would have lost for sure. All right. Let's go back to football. What do you say?
Our next inductee is Tony Lee. Tony Lee made first-team All-MAC for the Rockets as a place kicker in 1982 and 1983. Yet he is probably best known for a kick he made in the 1981 California Bowl. With just 19 seconds left in the game, Tony booted a 41-yard field goal to give UT a 27-25 victory over San Jose State. An honorable mention All-America selection in 1982, Tony made 41 of 53 field goal attempts throughout his career, including 10 of 13 as a sophomore, 15 of 19 as a junior, and 15 of 19 as a senior. He was 82 of 85 in extra points, and his 205 total points ranks 5th all-time among UT kickers. Tony also ranks 7th with 41 career field goals, and 6th with a field goal percentage of 77.3. His best game came against Central Michigan in 1982 when he booted 4 field goals. An outstanding student, Tony was named to the Academic All-MAC team in both 1982 and 83. After graduation, Tony was signed by the Cleveland Browns and went on to play 1 season for the USFL Pittsburgh Maulers. An outstanding overall athlete, Tony also won 2 letters in track and field as a high jumper with a top leap of 6 foot 8 inches. Tony retired in 2022 from Triway High School, where he was an assistant principal. He also served as head football coach for 8 years and holds the school record for the most wins in school history, and was named Ohio Division IV Football Coach of the Year in 2013. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tony Lee into the University of Toledo Varsity T Hall of Fame.
Come on up here, Tony. Again, congratulations. So, why number 8? Why did you pick that number?
That's what they gave me. I was number 10 in high school, but that was given to one of my all-time favorite Rocket greats, Jimmy Kelso. He was the quarterback, and I was just a kicker at the time, and so they gave me number 8, and I stuck with it.
Who's here tonight to help enjoy this evening?
I have my mother, all 88 plus years young, matriarch of our family. My beautiful wife, Melissa. My daughter, Audrey. She's the youngest. And then Elizabeth. And AJ, my son. My brother Mike is here. My brother Rick. And then my best friend from college days, Dave Walker, the punter that was in the picture up there with me, and his lovely wife, Karen.
How often do people come up to you and say they remember the kick?
Well, I don't live around here anymore, and so when I did live around here, when I came back, it was there were a lot of questions about that. I know when we had our 25th reunion, I got a phone call to get interviewed for it, and then most recently, I was, I think, in the top 10 of the California Bowl game. Was the kick was one of the best moments in Toledo history. So I got a phone call from the Roland from the Blade.
Kyle Rowland.
Kyle Rowland.
Yeah.
He interviewed me because they were playing San Jose State, the 3 years ago. So I've had a few questions about it, but not. I mean, it's been 42 years. So.
Take us back, though, 42 years ago, that kick. Obviously, Toledo was down, just a few seconds left in the game. Couldn't call a timeout, had to run out on the field. What was going through your mind at that point?
Well, really, it was a backstory with it. I got a lot of my Rocket teammates here from the 81 crew. I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. But we were really disrespected out there. We were just a bunch of country bumpkins from the Midwest playing against, I think they were in the top 25 out there, San Jose State. And so, we took that, as a challenge, and our coaching staff got us ready. We had so many guys make great plays throughout the game. Steve Schaefer's one of them here. He caught a touchdown pass in the end zone. Dave was a punter out there with me, and there were a lot of great plays. And Maurice Hall was our quarterback, and I remember the comment he made in the paper. Obviously, I wasn't out on the field, but he huddled the guys up after they took the lead with 19 seconds to go, or wait, it was 27 seconds to go, and he said, believe in yourselves. We're going to get this done. And he took us right down the field. Billy Poor caught a pass. I think Rod Octor caught a pass and got us there. And it was only third down. So they wanted it in case something happened with the snap to be able to kick a potential another one. But, I was just one player out there making a play like everybody else did, in all honesty. It gets a lot of glory, obviously. It's a huge win for our program. But there were so many guys that contributed to it, like Butch Hunyadi, was a great holder. My line, I never had a field goal or extra point blocked in my career. So there's so many people that I was blessed to play with that helped contribute to that game winner.
And you decided to stay in football, coaching young men in high school.
Yes, I was in education for 37 years. Probably 36 of those 37, I coached some capacity. I coached football, I coached track, I coached girls basketball. I was the head girls basketball coach for a while. And then baseball as well. I got an opportunity to coach my son. And so that was one of the highlights of my career. But yeah, I coached a lot of teams, and then I was a head football coach for 8 years.
Finally, Tony, what impact did your time here at the University of Toledo, how did it help shape your life?
That's a great question, and when I saw it, I reflected back. So many great memories. I come from a family that supported me, both as a son, brother, my girlfriend at the time became my fiance, and then my wife for 42 years. they always supported me. And then, to have the academic, not too many people know, and I carry this with me close to my heart. I was the student of the year, and I think it was my junior year in the Health and Physical Education and Recreation Department. So that was, I took my academics serious because my mom and dad, who we didn't come from a lot, and they ended up, having to pay for whatever. I wasn't on scholarship till my senior or junior year, where I was finally on full scholarship. So they helped pay for that. So I felt I had to reward them by doing what I needed to do. The professors, the college roommates, my buddies in football. I have so many great memories of them. They were part of my life and helped shape me into, I hope I'm a pretty good guy, and I think that they had a lot to do with the man I am now.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's talk soccer.
Our next inductee is Rachel McLeod. Rachel McLeod was a two-time first-team All-MAC soccer player who scored 33 goals in her Rocket career, tied for second most in school history. Her 17 career assists is also tied for second all-time in the UT record books. Rachel led the Rockets in goals for 3 consecutive seasons, from 2011 to 2013, earning team offensive MVP honors all 3 seasons. In 2010, she scored 5 goals, helping the Rockets to a 15-4-2 record and a regular season Mid-American Conference Championship title. That season, Rachel was named Mid-American Conference Freshman of the Year, as well as being named to the MAC All-Freshman team. As a sophomore in 2011, Rachel led Toledo to regular season and MAC Tournament Championship titles, paving the way for an appearance in the NCAA tournament. Rachel led the Rockets that year with 11 goals and 9 assists. She was named MAC Offensive Player of the Year, First Team All-MAC, Third Team All-Great Lakes Region, as well as earning a spot on the All-MAC tournament team. As a junior, Rachel again led the Rockets with 5 goals and 3 assists. In her senior season in 2013, Rachel was named a team captain, scoring a career-best 12 goals, the 4th highest total in school history, and earning first-team All-Mid-American Conference for the 2nd time in her career. After graduating with a degree in business, Rachel served as Director of Soccer Operations at UT for 1 season. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Rachel McLeod into the University of Toledo Varsity T Hall of Fame.
All right, Rachel. Welcome. Congratulations. First of all, who's here to help enjoy this evening with you?
All right, who are these people? So I've got my mom and dad here, my husband, Jake, and our little boy. He's 3 months old, Dawson. My sister, Alex, and then I have 3 teammates here, Molly, Sam, and Rio are with me.
Why did you choose the University of Toledo?
Great question. So, back when you're kind of getting recruited in high school, I remember we were going through a few different colleges, and when we came to Toledo, there was really something about the people. It was the team that I met. I remember there was a senior there. Oh, I'm not going to forget her name now, but, she was way before my time. And I just remember she was extremely welcoming, and the rest of the girls were so incredible. And I just remember being like, I feel like I belong here. It's almost like a feeling that you get of just like, yeah, this is where I should be. So that's really what it was. Plus, they offered me a scholarship, so that helped.
What moments really stick out in your mind?
I think it's so funny because these girls are like, do you remember the game and we did this and we did that? And I'm like, no, I have no recollection of the games. And they're like, remember you did that? And I'm like, nope, I really don't. I just honestly remember having a great time with my teammates. We were such a family, and I'm so blessed to still, have them in my life, and they're still some of my best friends. And the thing about soccer is it's not an individual sport, right? Like, I would not be here if it were not for my teammates. You have to have everybody has to kind of, first of all, I was a forward, so you don't even get the ball unless your team is helping you out. So that's what I remember is just the camaraderie in my team, and we had a blast. So.
And you played professionally for a little while, Columbus Eagles?
So I played for the Columbus Eagles, yeah. So, yeah, there's a team called the Columbus Eagles. I played for them for a couple years, and I had so much fun. It's hard to let go, you know? It's hard to, like, hang it up, and so that was a blast. And, you know, you still worked, and you got to play, and it was great.
How did your experience here impact you professionally and what you do now?
Oh, in every way possible, it impacted me. I mean, you learn every transferable skill you could possibly learn playing sports to take with you to your career. So, you know, teamwork is a huge part of it. Leadership, like all of the skills that you gain in your 4 years as a college athlete, you can take with you. It's a direct correlation to how successful you're going to be in the workplace, I think. So yeah, it completely changed the way that, you know, I was as a person coming in as a freshman to graduating, and I'm so grateful that college athletics shaped me into the person I am today.
What do you think of Paul Hotmer Field?
You know, I am biased. We had a beautiful sand-based, real grass soccer field over at Scott Park that they said, we're going to put them on turf, and we were, I mean, no, I'm kidding. It's gorgeous. It's on campus, which is great. You don't have to drive 5 minutes over to Scott Park. But no, we miss our sand-based, beautiful grass field.
Finally, anybody you'd like to thank or any final words for us?
Oh, I mean, I have to thank these three girls for coming up here to see me. I mean, she came from Chicago. Molly, I got to talk about Molly for just a second. I'm taking a page out of Dan's book real quick, but Molly was an incredible soccer player. She came in, she beat everybody at our fitness tests, and she'd be here. I mean, she'd be up here if it weren't for, she had 2 ACL surgeries in college, and I think about her all the time as I'm going through life, because it's incredible when you do all of the work to get here, and then it's taken away from you because of an injury or something like that. So, and the fact that she's still here supporting, and she had to watch from the sidelines more than she was ever able to play because it was just back-to-back ACL surgeries. So I think about her all the time. Sam coaches here now. So I'm just so grateful for them. But I have to say my parents, obviously, and you know, my husband doesn't even know anything about soccer. They didn't even have it at his high school. I had to buy a DVD player. I'm gonna show him a game next week because I'm like, you don't even know. Anyways, but my parents, I mean, the sacrifice, and honestly, my sister, she was 4 years younger, the sacrifices that they had to make. I mean, all I've been thinking about is how grateful I am this last week for these people, and my soccer face. That's always, I love when you zoom in on the face of you playing, the game face. No, I'm just so grateful for my group here, and all my teammates that weren't able to make it. I'm very, very grateful.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's take a dip in the pool.
Our next inductee is Beth Rogers. Beth Rogers was a 4-time All-MAC swimmer for the Rockets from 2010 to 2014, including 3 times on the first team. She won 4 Mid-American Conference Championship titles in her career and still holds 3 school records in the 50 freestyle, 200 butterfly, and 400 medley relay, and ranks 2nd in the 100 butterfly. As a freshman, Beth earned collegeswimming.com mid-major All-American honorable mention and 2nd team All-MAC accolades after taking 2nd in the 200 butterfly at the Mid-American Conference Championships with a school record time of 1 minute 59.57 seconds. A year later, she won MAC titles in the 200 butterfly, 200 medley relay, 400 medley relay, and 800 freestyle relay, helping the Rockets win the 2012 MAC championship title. Beth earned the first of her 3 first-team All-MAC honors that season, setting school records in the 50 freestyle, 100 butterfly, and 200 butterfly, in which she also also set the MAC record. Overall, she had an incredible 29 top 2 finishes in 2012. Beth was again named to the All-MAC first team in 2013 with 14 first-place finishes. She took 3rd in the 100 fly and 4th in the 50 freestyle at the 2013 MAC Championships. As a senior, Rogers took 2nd place at MACs in the 100 and 200 fly, earning first-team All-MAC honors for the 3rd time in her career. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Beth Rogers into the University of Toledo Varsity T Hall of Fame.
Come on up here. How are you? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Who's all here to celebrate?
So today I have my mom and dad with me and my husband. So Kim and Rick, my parents, and my husband, Cameron, my daughter, Lily, and my most recent daughter, Josie, who's 3 months old.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, I swam 1 year, and this was in 8th grade because I didn't make the basketball team. And I was actually relatively good at it, but the training just was brutal. How did you do it every morning? Get up and put in the yardage, the miles, to get in condition to perform like you did?
Growing up, at least until I was in high school, was by force through my parents. There were many times that I did not want to go, but you know, swimming is one of those sports. They definitely overtraining. But you know what? I don't know. It became a way of life, so it was not a big deal. You get up and you go. You don't think about it too much, and you just do it, and that's how it was.
Sure. Talk about your teammates and the friendships that came from being a UT swimmer.
Sure. Someone once told me that you go to college to find your bridesmaids, not your groom. I found my groom in high school, actually. But I did find my bridesmaids in college. They're still some of my best friends today, and they're actually up here. They weren't able to make it tonight, but they all will be here tomorrow. But you know, I still talk to so many of the swimmers that that were on my team, and they were awesome. We were a family, and we had a lot of hard training together. So we got close, real close.
What about your career now since you've been since you left UT?
Oh, so I was an accountant for a little bit, a recruiter as well, but just 4 years ago, my husband gave me the greatest gift of being able to be a stay-at-home mom, actually. So I've been doing that for recently. So that has been the most fulfilling gift that I've done.
Are you going to raise any swimmers?
Oh, my daughter Lily, she's saying yes right now. But I can tell you, the first couple years that we put her in swimming lessons, she screamed "help me" for 30 minutes straight in an outdoor pool. But you know what? She's gotten so much better. But she's going to do it on her terms. So that's.
Any moments here at the university that really stick out for you?
Oh, it's hard to pick one. I don't know if I could just pick one. I know that we won a MAC championship my sophomore year. Freshman year, we were just this close. But I got to tell you that it was just, my all-around experience here was so wonderful because of the people that I had on. Just the girls on my team were so amazing, and we had so much fun. And even the coaches. JC's here today. She was my teammate my freshman year, and then she was also an assistant coach for I think 2 of the 4 years. Yes. Okay. And she was awesome too. She was a huge confidant, and so having her all 4 years, having the girls, it was just amazing. I think I can't pick one.
Finally, what does it mean to you to be now a Hall of Fame inductee?
Well, I was 3 days postpartum when I got the phone call. And so, to be honest with you, when I got the call, I thought maybe I had an outstanding parking ticket. Like my last thought, for once I thought maybe they needed a coach, and I thought that was a dumb thought because I've never been a swim coach. But my first thought wasn't, I'm going to get inducted. So I was really surprised. It means so much to me. To be here and to be inducted. I mean, I'm very grateful.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Beth Rogers Palmer. All right, what do you say we go now to the baseball diamond?
Our next inductee is Ryan Wilkinson. Ryan Wilkinson was a 3-time All-MAC pitcher for the Rockets, earning first-team All-League honors in 2013 and second-team accolades in 2012 and 2014. He ranks second in school history with 24 career wins and also ranks fifth in ERA, first in innings pitched, second in fewest walks allowed, and 10th in complete games. For his career, Ryan was 24-13 with 191 strikeouts and just 65 walks. As a freshman, Ryan appeared in a team-high 25 games, going 4-1 with a 2.20 ERA in 45 innings pitched. The following season, he was 7-4 with a 2.99 ERA, starting 11 games and helping the Rockets win the MAC West Division title. Ryan ranked 4th in the Mid-American Conference in wins and 6th in ERA that season, earning second-team All-League honors. As a junior, Ryan went 7-3 with a 2.82 ERA, nabbing first-team All-MAC honors. He ranked first in the Mid-American Conference in complete games, second in innings pitched, and 6th in wins. As a senior, Ryan was 6-5 with a 2.66 ERA in 101 2/3 innings pitched, completing 4 of his 14 starts and earning second-team All-League honors. Ryan was a 2-time All-Mid-American Conference selection who earned his degree in civil engineering. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ryan Wilkinson into the University of Toledo Varsity T Hall of Fame.
Welcome from Munster, Indiana. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, first of all, who's here with you?
So here with me today is my wife, Jenna, my brother, Kyle, my mom, Helen, my dad, Jim, and then a couple old teammates, Matt Kuna, Zach Michael, Shorty Tyson, and his wife, Blair Tyson. I have a 10-month-old daughter, Maggie, is with a babysitter right now, so she'd be screaming and throwing things right now at the table, so we had to leave her home. So.
All right, let's go back to your career and things that really stand out for you.
Sure. Yeah, we've had a lot of time reflecting and talking, with old teammates. I think a couple things here, like just University of Toledo in general. I think it's the support. It's unique with baseball. I don't know if most folks know this, but you get the opportunity to play in summer leagues across the country. Like everybody knows about the Cape Cod League and and all that. And there's leagues across the country, and you're able to compare notes. I played in New York after my freshman year, and you're able to compare notes with like everybody else's experience at different programs, and you spend a lot of time talking to those guys. There's a lot of downtime in baseball, and it doesn't really feel like from a mid-major standpoint in particular, it doesn't feel like everybody had the same support academically, athletic training. The opportunities that we have here is not talked about enough with the medical school and the athletic training facilities that we had even 10, 15 years ago compared to Bowling Green. I remember talking to, not to throw shade at Bowling Green, but I remember talking to a good buddy of mine.
It's okay, you can throw shade at it.
A good buddy of mine played at Bowling Green, and he's the same age as us, and they had like outsourced athletic training at Bowling Green at the time, and so they didn't have like the doctor's visits that we all had, like on call, the athletic training programs that we had here, and all the support services that are really shepherded through like the medical school and all the support that you have here at Toledo. And then academically, I know we shouted out the academic advisor there. Being a civil engineering major, there's not a lot of universities either that will I guess support you through difficult degrees with nursing. I know a lot of folks graduated with nursing degrees. I know Austin said civil engineering as well, and like they reward you for doing that, and they really stick up for you if there are problems in the classroom here with missing classes. Like baseball, you had to travel a ton during the week, missed a lot of classes, and there was never ever a time where the athletic department didn't support you in those ventures when there might have been some problems with people pushing back on that. So, and then with teammates, it's just all the good times with the guys, like we've all mentioned it, but it's the locker rooms. It's a lot of these folks are still your best friends. We mentioned groomsmen and bridesmaids, meeting them here. I mean, there were those guys were all groomsmen in my wedding, right? And so just all those special times and memories. And I think there is that family environment here at Toledo that I truly don't believe. I mean, it exists, you know, in plenty of other places, but I think this is truly one of a kind, especially in mid-major.
Your reaction when you got the call?
I was surprised. I was shocked. Yeah, I you know, you don't really think. I wasn't very highly recruited. I didn't throw very hard, and Toledo was one of the only schools that gave me an opportunity to play Division I college baseball. And so I kind of just reflected back on that opportunity that Coach Me gave me at that time as a junior in high school or senior in high school, and all the good times with the guys, and just kind of, you can't really put a finger on one thing that really catapulted you through that career. It's just the consistency, every day putting in the work and staying level-headed and having the support staff that we, you know, just talked about to, you know, pick you up when you're down. There's a lot of ups and downs in baseball. Baseball's a game of failure, and you got to be able to deal with that. So,
What about your post-college career?
yeah, so I lived in Chicago for quite a bit of time, working for a large general contractor there. And we just recently moved to Charlotte, North Carolina. 2 years ago, I worked for a real estate developer down there. We're developing 2 high-rises downtown in Charlotte. And so, yeah, so we, you know, transferred my civil engineering degree here to that career and just kind of spiraled from there.
Well, congratulations. Well deserved.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, let's take one more dip in the pool.
Our final inductee tonight is Robert Wohl. Robert Wohl became the first University of Toledo swimmer to win a MAC individual event, achieving the milestone at the 1979 Mid-American Conference Championship meet. He won the 200-yard butterfly by touching out his younger brother Mike, a swimmer from Kent State who was the favorite to win the event. That season, Robert earned all MAC honors, was named Toledo's Outstanding Swimmer, and earned the Outstanding Senior Scholar Athlete Award and Leadership Excellence Award. When he finished his UT career, Robert held 6 individual and 3 relay school records. Robert, a Toledo St. Francis graduate, originally attended the University of Kentucky, but transferred to UT in January of 1976 and participated in the 76-77 season. As a sophomore, he led the team in points scored during the dual meet season. He placed 3rd in the 200 butterfly, 7th in the 100 butterfly at the 1978 MAC Championships, scoring 20 points for the Rockets. Robert went on to serve as a graduate assistant coach for the Rockets in the 1979-80 season. He became a school teacher and coached high school swimming programs at Toledo St. John's Jesuit High School, Blue Springs High School in Missouri, and Findlay High School. He also served as an assistant coach at Ohio State. Robert retired from teaching in 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Robert Wohl into the University of Toledo Varsity T Hall of Fame.
You want to read a poem? Yeah, sometime. Is it a long poem?
It's 10 stanzas. It'll take me a minute and a half.
Minute and a half? You got it.
It's on that.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
I had a speech to give here, but I see that's not the way they're doing here. But I did write a poem, and it's about my time at UT, and I want to go over it real quick with you. So I was 76 to 79. Most of you weren't alive back then. Okay. Those of you that are parents of those people that are swimming now, you may know some of these people from back in the 70s and 80s. Once there was a school called TU, we fondly called Bancroft High. I saw Chuck Ely go undefeated for 3+ seasons. He was the guy. And Steve Mix, Bob Lanier basketballing in the UT Fieldhouse. And Stan Joplin's miracle 30-foot shot to knock out Iowa. My story begins in 76 and ends in 79 as a TU swimmer back in my prime. My coach was Bob Fountain, mentor, model, and friend. He helped me climb the mountain, our bond secured to the end. By the way, Bob Fountain died a couple years ago and brought back all of our swimmers from 40 years ago. So cheers to Bob Fountain. We trained at the Health Ed Center where I also studied PE, running miles on Brookside, lifting weights, managing pain, and learning dancing with Elaine Valois on the count of 1, 2, 3, and favorites Doc Gilmore and Stolberg and Lionel McElwain. Swimming laps back and forth without any rest. Hard work was my mantra, wanting to be the best. I tried to win my battle every day in the pool. With Blazoff and Smale in the fast lane, our team was pretty cool. Although our conference standing was typically low, when we hit the water, it was go, go, go. We had each other's backs, not living in the past. We swam our asses off, and we swam fast. Fighting for MAC respect from all the others, we were the Blue and Gold Rockets, a band of brothers. Swimming and diving all over Ohio and Indiana, Michigan, too. We swam in BG, Miami, Kent, Muncie, Ypsilanti, and Kalamazoo. Bronner's Chicken in Michigan and Fort Lauderdale Spaghetti. When it came to food, Coach did us right. Whether it was a swim meet or Christmas training, after the competitions, our diets weren't light. Besides my warrior teammates in the pool, there was still another. I had a mission to complete, a destiny with my brother. To be the best and beat the best, that was my quest. Swimming against Michael in the 200 fly was my ultimate test. Now, 40 plus years later, I've had a wonderful life, a career in teaching and coaching, and a beautiful soulmate wife. I've tried to honor the 3 F's of faith, family, and friends. I've had so many joys with 9 children and grandchildren without end. So many fond memories of yesteryear, like it was yesterday. So let's give a cheer to the past, present, and future. As you all know, 3 cheers for the blue and gold, the University of Toledo.
Wonderful. So, tell us about who's here with you.
Whoa, that's all right, that's all right.
I got it. Caught it with my leg. No, just kidding. Go ahead.
My friends, would you stand up, please? Mike Martaz, Rick Morrison, Denny Toth. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. My brothers and sisters, please stand up with your spouses. I don't remember who you are. I've got 12 brothers and sisters. My oldest brother Chuck is here. My brother John, Richard and Karen, Mike and Linda. Mike, raise your hand. He was the Kent State swimmer that got me in the Hall of Fame. My cousin Doug, my brother David, and his wife Nani. Now, my children, please stand up. I've got 9 children. Jacinta, Jesse with little Jude, and Catherine, and Seraphina, and Eleanor. And then Gabriel's here from Portland. Rosalie is from New York. Danny and his wife Juliet in Columbus. Christopher is in Pittsburgh. Sophie's in Columbus, and Joe's in Columbus. And we have little Aaron, who'd be 29 now, who died after 5 days. He's flying around up in heaven, looking over all of us.
In addition to beating your brother, what else really sticks out during your career at the University of Toledo?
Training. I love to train. I was one of those guys. I love to compete, but I was one of those guys that just loved to train. I just loved to work out, and there was no such thing as work that was too hard. I don't know. I was every day was a challenge to be the best.
When did you find out you were good at swimming?
I came from a family of swimmers. We all swam at the Catholic Club and the YMCA, and then at Inverness, and then I went to GTAC and St. Francis. St. Francis is where I became a top-notch swimmer.
Were there other sports that you played, or it was just strictly swimming?
I was 68th out of 70th on the St. John's football depth chart as a freshman. 68th out of 70. I got in for 2 scrimmage plays in preseason. I was also on the wrestling team and got in 1 match.
So swimming definitely was the way to go.
Swimming was the way to go, and I didn't realize what it meant to me. But I mean, I was 102 pounds as a freshman in high school, 170 as a senior, so I went from a shrimp to a man, I guess.
So how did it impact your professional career?
Well, I became a phys ed teacher and adapted PE teacher. I've coached swimming for 20 years. I've coached volleyball and softball, and I've coached all my children in basketball, volleyball, and soccer.
Did any of your children follow in your footsteps?
No. They all had to swim for 2 years because we always go to ponds and rivers and lakes and oceans. But 2 of my sons did dive in high school, so they were in a cousin sport, but not actually swimming.
Any other fond memories you'd like to share?
I just loved all the time with the guys. I forgot to have my guys stand up. Swimmers, please stand up. Doug Lewandowski, Craig Small, John Munzer, Mark Brunsman, Gary Braymeyer, Steve Blazoff, Don King. And one fond memory is John Munzer. I got in on the old timers rule. If anybody knows the baseball guys, the Hall of Famers get in there within 5 years. On that 5th year, they're in. So I'm 40 years later. So somebody fell asleep at the wheel, but I did not sleep with anybody in order to get into this institution. Okay, all right. And I have one more thing to show you. This has nothing to do with what you said, so I'm going off script here. But our daughter, when she was about 14, we found a thong up in the laundry room with her, Jacinta. But she did not know that 30 years earlier, I was wearing a thong. That's the suit I wore when I won the championship. It might fit over one toe right now.
On that note, congratulations. Well deserved. Yeah, got it.
Thank you so much.
Wow. Well, we have one more person to recognize. And as was mentioned earlier, 20 years on the varsity T board, 9 years as president. Brent Reed, come on up here for your Distinguished Service Award. Congratulations. Job well done. Thank you. Yep, thank you so much. All right. We have had quite an evening. Some very interesting stories. It's been great. But one final time, let's congratulate Trinity Dawson, Dan Kay, Tony Lee, Rachel McLeod, Beth Rogers, Ryan Wilkinson, Robert Wall into the Varsity T Hall of Fame. Come on, stand up. Give them a nice round of applause. Thank you, one and all. They will be recognized tomorrow at the UT football game. We hope to see you all out there as the Rockets take on Kent State. Game time, 2 o'clock. Go Rockets!